Hey there, I'm Tim Ferriss. Today I want to chat with you about something that's been super important for my own growth, both in my personal life and my work: testing and iteration. You've probably heard the saying, fail fast, fail often. Well, I've really taken that to heart, not as an excuse to mess up, but as a smart way to get good at anything and find success. In this video, I'm going to share how embracing a mindset of constant testing and making changes can totally change the way you work and live, helping you reach your goals faster and better. Chapter 1. The Power of Testing. Testing isn't about being perfect right away, it's about trying things out, learning, and making changes based on what you find. Think of it like trying different recipes in the kitchen until you find the one that tastes the best. Testing is when you put your ideas, plans, and theories to the test. You check them out, and then tweak them to fit what you need. For example, if you're working on a new business idea, you don't want to put all your money and effort into it without knowing if your idea will work. Instead, you create a basic version of your product, we call it an MVP, try it out with a small group of people, and get their thoughts. Based on what they say, you can then make changes, adjusting your product, how you market it, or your business plan to get better results. Testing is like applying the scientific method to your own personal growth. You come up with an idea, try something out, look at the results, and then make your approach better. This is how you learn faster, avoid common mistakes, and make fewer expensive errors. Chapter 2. Embracing iteration. Iteration is all about making small, continuous improvements based on what you learn from your tests. It's not about trying to be perfect, but about moving from one version to a better version, always getting a little bit better. It's a way of thinking that focuses on growing slowly rather than making huge, sudden changes. Think about how Apple has made their products better over the years. Each new iPhone isn't a completely new thing, but a series of thoughtful improvements based on what users said they wanted. This idea also applies to making yourself better. Instead of trying to totally change everything at once, focus on making small, repeated changes to your habits, goals, and plans. When you commit to making changes, you don't feel the pressure to be perfect. You allow yourself to try things, make mistakes, and learn from them. Making changes is the key to being flexible, the ability to switch gears when you need to, and adjust to new information or different situations. It's all about making progress, not about being perfect. Chapter 3. Creating a culture of testing and iteration. Creating a culture of testing and making changes starts with how you think. You need to be curious and willing to try new things, even if they might not work out. This sounds easier than it is, but it's a skill you can learn. Start by setting small, easy-to-handle goals. Instead of jumping into a huge project, try out small experiments first. That way, you can learn without spending a lot of time or money. Here's how you can grow this way of thinking. Try a personal experiment every week. Pick something you've been curious about, a new habit, a different way of working, or a new tool. Promise yourself to try it for 1 week. At the end of the week, think about how it went, what you learned, and what changes you could make. Look back and think regularly. Take time at the end of each week or month to think about your experiences. What went well, what didn't, why? This process of thinking about yourself helps you understand how your experiences affected things and helps you make better choices in the future. Learn from feedback. Getting feedback is super important for making changes. Whether it's feedback from other people or your own thoughts, it helps you understand what's working and what's not. Accept feedback without getting defensive. It's a gift that can save you time and point you towards better solutions. Chapter 4. Changing your goals. Goals aren't set in stone. They're like living things that should change as you learn more about yourself and the world around you. Making changes lets you make your goals better based on what works and get rid of what doesn't. Instead of sticking strictly to a plan you made beforehand, think of your goals as flexible guides that you can adjust over time. For example, if you set out to write a book but find that you're more interested in creating an online course, changing that goal would mean shifting your focus and plan accordingly. Changing your goals allows you to match what you do with your changing passions and strengths, which leads to more satisfying results. Chapter 5. Getting really good through iteration. Making changes isn't just for trying things out at the beginning, it's also for getting really good at skills and knowledge. The idea of focused practice is a great example of learning by making changes. In his book, The Talent Code, Daniel Coyle talks about how to get better at something by doing it over and over, each time making your technique better based on what didn't work last time. Think about learning to play a musical instrument. You practice a piece, find the mistakes, and make adjustments. Then, you practice again, noticing where you still struggle, and make more changes. This process of making changes not only builds skill, but also toughness. You learn to see mistakes not as the end, but as feedback, a sign that points you toward getting better. The same goes for anything you want to master, from starting a business to learning a new language. Treat every setback as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. The process of testing and making changes makes you a more flexible and resourceful person. Chapter 6. Using iteration in your daily life. Testing and making changes aren't just for work. You can use this way of thinking in all parts of your life, like getting fit, your relationships, and your personal habits. The goal is to always get better, always move forward, and never just settle for what you already know. Here's how you can add making changes into your daily routine. Make daily adjustments. Get into the habit of tweaking your routine each day based on what worked the day before. This could be changing your morning routine, your workout, or how you manage your time. Get feedback regularly. Ask for feedback from your coworkers, friends, or even people you don't know well. Use it in a helpful way to make your processes, goals, and relationships better. Think and adjust. Every night, take a moment to look back at your day. What did you learn? How can you do better tomorrow? This nightly review helps you make making changes a regular part of your daily life. Conclusion. Testing and making changes aren't just about making small tweaks, they're about creating a way of life where you're always getting better. Embracing this mindset helps you unlock your full potential. It frees you from being afraid to fail, helps you learn quickly, and makes you a more flexible person in a world that's always changing. The secret to success isn't doing everything perfectly from the start. It's about being open to change, learning from your mistakes, and making changes until you're really good at something. So start small, welcome feedback, and commit to the process. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, a single, meaningful test. Let's make every step count.